Oh, are we ready to start? 您好, hi everyone, I'm Kevin from AustChinaTranslation.com. In Australia, the popularity of Chinese is definitely on the rise. Many people have asked me, what dialect should I be learning if I want to learn Chinese? Well, if you want to learn Chinese, Mandarin will definitely be the most popular dialect to start with. There are thousands of different dialects in China, including Mandarin, Cantonese, Hokkien, and many others. Mandarin is used by more than 800 million people as the first language. In comparison, the second and the third most popular dialects, the Wu dialect and Cantonese, are used by less than 70 million people. So as you can see, Mandarin is a lot more popular than any other dialect. So if you know Mandarin, you will be able to get around easily in most Chinese-speaking areas. So today, we are going to learn 5 secrets to learn Chinese easily. We will also learn how to pronounce the top 10 Chinese surnames. And lastly, we will learn 5 golden phrases to impress your Chinese friends. Okay, to start with, we are going to learn the 5 secrets to learn Chinese easily. The first secret is, the more Mandarin you eat, the better Mandarin you will speak. Nah, just kidding. Actually, the first secret is, master Chinese pinyin to pronounce any word accurately. Do you know how many Chinese characters out there? Some dictionaries have listed over 60,000 Chinese characters. We all know that each character is in a unique shape. So imagine you have to learn all of that. Scary, isn't it? But look at this pinyin chart. There are altogether 409 syllables. So as long as you know how to pronounce these 409 syllables, you will be able to pronounce any of the 60,000 Chinese characters. Isn't it amazing? Actually, most of the sounds in the pinyin chart can be found in English, so only a few of them cannot be found in English. That means anyone can practice Chinese. So, if you wish to learn more than just a handful of Chinese phrases, I would recommend that you build a solid foundation of pinyin to be able to learn Chinese confidently. The second secret is, learn the most useful words only. We all know that it's quite scary to remember all the new words and phrases when you are learning a new language. But let me tell you a little secret. Only 152 words make up of whatever you say or listen to in Chinese. So as long as you know the most useful words and use them flexibly, you can actually speak and understand a lot more than you actually would think about yourself. So it's much easier and more efficient if you learn the most useful words and use them flexibly, rather than learning a lot of new vocabularies without knowing how to use them. Another thing is, many existing Chinese or English textbooks contain a shocking number of outdated usages. For example, when I first started learning English, I was told, "How do you do?" I mean, come on, how many times a year do you hear this phrase being used in Australia? Also, I've seen in some of the available Chinese textbooks that you can use 同志 as a very common greetings. Actually, 同志, which literally means comrade, used to be popular in mainland China. However, nowadays it has already acquired the new meaning of homosexual. So you have to be really careful when you use this word to any Chinese people, especially the younger generation. So if you want to maximize your learning efforts, find a textbook that has filtered these outdated usages. The coffee was good. The third secret is, use coffee breaks to practice Chinese. I know that most of you have really busy schedules and it's really hard to fit learning Chinese into your busy schedule, but you can actually use the small times in your daily life to practice Chinese. And from my personal experience of teaching and learning languages, it's actually highly effective. So instead of spending 3 hours in a row on the night before you attend a Chinese class, it's actually better if you spend 15 minutes each time and 2 to 3 times a day to practice. And the reason is very simple. You constantly remind yourself of the contents that you learned, and your brain will help you remember even when you're doing other things. Plus, I strongly recommend you to show off your Chinese to any of your Chinese friends, because the more you practice, the better the outcome will be. The next secret is identify your motivation, because it will help you to encourage yourself. If you have mastered the first 3 secrets, learning Chinese should be easy and fun. However, we know that learning a language is an ongoing process, so there will be times when you start to feel a little bit lazy or slack, and at this time, you should remind yourself of your initial motivation to learn Chinese. The last secret is find a trainer that helps you to think in Chinese. Learning language is so much more than just learning the language itself. You actually will find that it will be like a journey into the culture of Chinese world. This can be a very interesting experience. However, if you're not well prepared, you might also encounter severe cultural shock. That is why in the textbook that is compiled by Australian Translation, we actually have introduced the initiative of Chinglish, which is a direct translation from the Chinese sentences. Many of them sound grammatically wrong or even ridiculous in English, but that's how Chinese people organize the sentences in their mind. So I actually encourage my students to read the Chinglish part because it will train them to think more like a Chinese people. In addition, whenever we learn a new topic, we always teach the students the relevant cultural knowledge. For example, when we are learning how to say, "This is my business card," we teach the students how to give and receive business cards properly in China. Only in this way will you be able to equip with the necessary knowledge to fully understand the language. That's why it's really important to find a trainer who can actually explain Chinese culture to a Western mind.